Joni Lamb, co-founder of Daystar Television Network, passed away on 7 May 2026, and her death quickly became a major topic of discussion within Christian media circles and online religious communities. Along with the announcements about her passing, attention also shifted toward her family, particularly her son Jonie Lamb, and whether he attended her funeral or memorial service. This question gained traction because of existing reports of strained relationships within the family, which had already been discussed in various media outlets prior to her death. As a result, the issue of his attendance became a subject of speculation rather than a clearly confirmed fact. At the time of the funeral and memorial arrangements, there was no widely released official statement confirming Jonie Lamb's presence or absence in a direct and detailed manner. This lack of clarity led to uncertainty, and many online platforms began using phrases such as "attendance still unknown" or "not confirmed." In situations like this, when family events involve public figures and there is limited official communication, speculation often fills the gap left by missing verified information. The Lamb family had already been under public scrutiny before Joni Lamb's death due to reported internal disagreements related to ministry leadership and personal disputes. These tensions were widely discussed in Christian media commentary and social platforms, which added further interest to how the family would appear together during such a significant moment. Because funerals are often seen as occasions of unity and closure, observers naturally looked for signs of reconciliation or visible participation from all immediate family members. However, the situation remained unclear. Some reports suggested that family members may have chosen privacy during the funeral arrangements, limiting public access and detailed disclosure about attendance. Daystar Television Network released statements acknowledging Joni Lamb's passing and highlighting her legacy within the ministry, but these statements did not include a detailed breakdown of who attended the funeral service. This absence of specific information contributed to ongoing speculation. Jonie Lamb's role within the broader context of Daystar Television Network also added to public interest. As a member of a prominent Christian broadcasting family, his actions and public appearances are often closely followed. When a major event such as a funeral occurs, especially one involving a well-known ministry leader, observers expect a certain level of visibility or acknowledgement. However, not all families choose to make attendance details public, especially when personal or internal matters are involved. In this case, the lack of confirmation does not necessarily imply absence, but rather reflects the limited nature of available verified information. Many media reports relied on indirect sources, commentary videos, or interpretations of social media activity rather than official statements. This is why the wording, "attendance still unknown," became common in coverage. It is a cautious phrase used when there is no direct evidence confirming whether a person was present or not. It is also important to understand how public narratives can form around high-profile religious families. In the age of digital media, even small gaps in information can lead to widespread discussion. A simple lack of a guest list or official confirmation can result in multiple interpretations being circulated as possible explanations. This is particularly true when the individuals involved are part of a well-known ministry with a global audience. The emotional context of the situation also plays a role. The death of a family member, especially a parent, is a deeply personal experience, and families often handle grief in private ways. Public figures, despite their visibility, still retain a right to privacy in such moments. Therefore, the absence of public confirmation about attendance may reflect a deliberate choice to keep certain aspects of the funeral private rather than a lack of participation. At the same time, the pre-existing discussions about tensions within the Lamb family naturally influenced how people interpreted the situation. When there is already public knowledge or rumor of disagreements, any lack of visible unity during a major family event tends to attract attention. This is why Joanie Lamb's attendance became a topic of discussion rather than a simple private matter. Daystar Television Network itself focused more on honoring Joni Lamb's life, her contributions to Christian broadcasting, and her role in building the ministry. Public statements emphasized her legacy, spiritual influence, and long-term impact on viewers and supporters. The organization did not prioritize detailed reporting of personal family attendance, which is common in many similar situations involving public religious figures. In summary, the question of whether Joanie Lamb attended Joni Lamb's funeral remains unresolved in the public domain due to the absence of clear and official confirmation. The available information is limited, and most of the discussion is based on speculation, indirect reporting, and interpretation of prior family dynamics. As a result, media coverage has consistently used uncertain language rather than definitive statements. What is clear, however, is that Joni Lamb's passing marked a significant moment for Daystar Television Network and its audience. Her influence as a co-founder and broadcaster left a lasting impact on Christian media, and her death prompted reflection among supporters and viewers worldwide. While questions about family attendance continue to circulate, the central focus remains her legacy and contribution to the ministry she helped build.